Fiji Attorney General caught in extraordinary dispute days out from national election.
Beverly, things are heating up here in Suva as we're just a few more days away from the end of the campaign period. And what they're accusing the Attorney General of is interference. Basically, there are allegations that the Attorney General, who is also the General Secretary of the Fiji First Party, was present at the printery where ballot papers are being printed. So that's a very serious allegation, and one that the National Federation Party tell me they didn't make too easily, Bev.
Yeah, not only was he there, but apparently he asked for the CCTV vision to be shut down while he was there. It does raise questions, if it was true, what he was doing there.
It does raise questions as to the validity of the electoral process. It raises questions as to the dignity and the security of our ballot papers. As you know, there's always allegations of rigging, there's allegations of impropriety in our electoral process. And to have the General Secretary of the ruling party, who, by the way, continues to operate as a minister, be present at the printer, but also allegedly take measures to hide his presence, is rather concerning. And it's one that's continuing to hit up the mood here in Suva, Bev.
Yeah, and that continues, as you say, to get very fiery, despite a very firm rebuttal from the election supervisor that this ever happened.
And I think that's not helping matters, Beverly. People at the National Federation Party say that they followed procedure, which was to raise their concerns, via a letter to the supervisor of elections. And what they expected was some indication that investigations would take place. But instead, the stance taken by the supervisor of elections was surprisingly quite strong, and some may say even defensive. So that's not helped at all. The National Federation Party is expecting that the elections office will look into these allegations, given that we expect for more to come out as we head deeper into the pre-polling period and on the poll date itself, which is now 7 days away, Beverly.
Yeah, just so soon. There's also been two members of the opposition party who've been arrested for vote buying. What's happened there, and what happens to them now? Can they stand? Can they still run?
Beverly, Linda Tambuya and Dan Lobendan are two of the most senior members of the People's Alliance Party. Now, the People's Alliance Party, who are currently the strongest contender for the majority seat in the next government, and they are, of course, in coalition with the National Federation Party, who itself is proving to be quite strong in this race. Now, Linda and Dan Lobendan have been accused of giving prize money in competition for a campaign designed to encourage voters to turn out, which is a problem that we're having here in Fiji, is to get people to come out and vote. So they're accused of impropriety in that way. Now, these are two of the most senior members of the People's Alliance Party, which, of course, is led by Sitivani Lingamamanda Rambuka. So it doesn't all go well for the rest of the campaign period, because it makes it look like a witch hunt. However, we do know that while they've been charged and appeared in court, they can still contest the elections, Beverly. So unless and until they're convicted, they are going to be part of the race come December 14th.
What is the sense, Lethe, about the independence of some of these voting bodies in Fiji because of this sort of contentious atmosphere that the election has been held in?
Beverly, the mood now, or the public outcry, is for a tightening or an improvement to the way our independent bodies who are associated with the elections and who are part of the electoral process to be independent. And at the moment, there are questions coming in from all sectors of the community as to whether or not our electoral processes are in fact independent, whether or not the Anti-Corruption Commission is itself independent, because as you might have heard, Dan Lobendan and Linda Tambuya, the crimes for which they're being accused took place many months ago. And so the timing of these charges doesn't help in the public mood and the public belief around whether or not our electoral processes and our statutory bodies are in fact independent. So the mood in Fiji at the moment is pretty tough. People are frustrated. People cannot wait for poll day to cast their votes.
And do you think when they do that the election results are going to be respected?
That is one of $2 million questions, Beverly. Everyone is hopeful. In the last 48 hours, we did hear the head of Fiji's military, Mr. Kaloni White, talk about respecting the independence of the electoral process and talk about encouraging his troops to vote who they wish and to vote for a government rather that will lead the country well. So there's some indication, not very strong, however, that the outcome of these elections will be respected. At this point, it is really anyone's guess, and everyone is hopeful that when the election results come out, whichever way it goes, that the country will be united in and own the results of these votes.
Really interesting times. Lethe, we'll talk no doubt again soon. Thanks so much for your time.
Yanaka Beverly, see you again soon.